Welcome to the Planet MicroCap Showcase Virtual. I'm your host, Robert Kraft. And joining us for this presentation is Gavin Burnett. He's the founder and CEO of Locafy. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is LCFY on NASDAQ. Gavin, take it away.
Thank you, Robert, and really appreciate you guys taking the time to have a look at the presentation on Locafy, a company that's reshaping search engine optimization. Before we get into the presentation, here is the disclaimer. Obviously, I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but at your leisure, if you wanted to pause the presentation, you can read through that. Locafy. Well, we believe we're revolutionizing the $700 billion search industry, and we're helping businesses get found faster by their customers in multiple markets. Prominence in search results is critical for anyone that's looking to sell a product or a service. And the fact is, if you're not on page one of search, then you really, you're not being seen by 99% of the consumers out there. It's a fact that most people would be more inclined to put a new search term into the search bar than to actually go to page two. And the positions in search to get the most volume of traffic are positions 1, 2, and 3. So it's super important to be at the top. The problem with SEO is that it traditionally takes many, many months and thousands of dollars for a business to build up an SEO presence. And many service providers will tell their clients it's going to take a year or more to have any impact. The reason they tell them that is that SEO has traditionally been very manual, very hard to scale. It generally cannot be centrally managed. And search engines are constantly making changes to their algorithms. And those changes often have a pretty devastating effect to both the customer and the SEO organization that was providing that advice. So what we do at Locafy is we provide fast working SEO solutions for local, national, and brand focused businesses. Well, what gives us the advantage? The Locafy technical advantage can really be summarized in, I guess it's 3 words, and that is speed, structure, and scale. The speed to market, the speed to results, and that comes down to how fast these pages load. On desktop, we've got a time to interaction of 0.6 seconds. And why that's important is that it enables the search engines that rely on advertising to collect money faster. So we make sure that our pages are fast loading, and we seem to get a lot of benefit in search as a result of that. In terms of scale, we can produce literally any volume of pages and claim a lot of digital real estate with those pages. And the other thing that's kind of hidden away in the platform is structure. One of the most critical elements to being found is having content created and written and architected in such a way that the search engines can actually understand what your site is all about. So they're things that we do in an automated fashion that would otherwise have to be done manually and take many, many hours, whereas we do that in minutes. If you look at our business, we have 4 pillars. Subscription, which is really around local and national search. We earn subscription revenues from our proprietary technology platform. The platform enables the automated production of highly optimized landing pages that can be utilized for any type of search, whether it's local, national, or brand type solutions. These solutions are primarily sold through a reseller network, and we have quite a decent sized now network of resellers in the Australian markets, North America, and also in the EMEA region. We also earn revenue through publishing. We've over the years, we've obtained a sizable network of online directories. Now, this has traditionally been a declining industry, but what we intend to do in 2023 is apply the technologies that we've created and reinvigorate this industry. We see that there's a lot of value in the databases and the real estate and the domain authority that a lot of directories have. But unfortunately, the way they're structured and deployed in the market is hampering their ability to appear high in search. And we believe we've got the answer to reversing that situation. Through the recent acquisition of Jimmy Kelly Digital, we're also now heavily working in the e-commerce space. And by that, we mean we're helping brands get greater prominence for the products that they sell in the online marketplaces that they're selling. We work with a lot of household brands, names that you'd be familiar with, and we've got a growing base of clients. And the reason they love our technology is that we tend to pretty rapidly help them increase their revenue by somewhere between 20 and 60% is a fairly typical sort of increase that you'd expect to see. On the education front, this is where we have some of the best SEO minds in the world that are part of our search engine optimization mastermind academy. And these people are very keen to learn about how to apply the tools that we've created to benefit their customers. And so this is an emerging and growing part of our business that we believe is going to facilitate a lot of product sales. The product range, if we look at the local search, it's called proximity. Now, there was a Google update in December of 2021 where vicinity became a very important thing with search. So our proximity range of products really helps local businesses get found for what they do, where they do it. The network that we produce is really, think of it as like kind of like AdWords for search. We provide a combination of a keyword with a local area, and we essentially put a network of pages around a local business. So whatever a person is searching for in that area, if it's relevant to the business, then we should have a page that matches that. We call that the foundation. That's the base level local presence that a business will need. But of course, the other important component is the Google Business Profile. And through the proper optimization of that and the connection of our network to the Google Business Profile, we're seeing some pretty outstanding results in MapPack, and we can actually help expand the presence of a local business beyond their immediate location into a 7-10 mile radius of that business, which is something that our customers really love. We've got a new product coming in early 2023, where in addition to expanding the GBP presence, we'll be able to influence additional URLs that the customer wants to get found for as part of a complete package. So keep your eye out for that in the March quarter. But what do these things look like? Well, these landing pages, they look exactly like or pretty close to a customer's existing online presence. So there's no jarring experience for consumers that might be familiar with the brand. And they certainly look very professional and act just like any website. The difference is they get found. The difference is that we typically see that our landing pages will actually start to outrank the customer's own brand and their own website within a very short amount of time. And here's how it works. This is a great slide that really talks about the things that are most important, and that is relevance, proximity, and prominence. So what we do is we combine very relevant keywords, and that's really important. No point in trying to rank for something that you're not. And what areas are you trying to be found in? Generally, there's anywhere between 10 and 25 suburbs or neighborhoods in the immediate area of a business where you can potentially draw customers from. We combine those two things together, and that drives prominence for within search results for that business. Then it comes down to conversion. How good is the page? What are your call to actions? Do you have chat there and so forth? So all of this is about generating more business for our customers, and that's what we're doing. And we're doing it on quite a scale. We have more than 80,000 pages in the market now across multiple markets, across more than 1,500 clients. Something in the order of 78% of the index pages we have are on page 1, and close to 60% of those pages are in positions 1, 2, and 3. And that's not by accident, it's by years of research, many, many millions of dollars of investment, and also really strictly adhering to the search engine rules. We don't do anything that's black hat. We absolutely follow the rules, and we are delivering a solution that works quickly for customers and gets them to the top of search very, very quickly. When we look at the proximity booster, which as I referred to a little earlier, it expands a local business Google business profile presence way beyond where their business is located. And that's obviously of huge benefit because there are a lot of consumers that when they search, they click straight into the map because they intend to go and visit that store or they want to call them. And here's the actual result. What happens when you apply the proximity booster? You've got the network, which is going to appear hopefully towards the top of search in organic rankings. And that's where you can see the bottom orange highlighted listing. But then also, ideally, we're helping a business get ranked in the top 2 or 3 of the map pack as well. And this is a real example of a customer where we managed to achieve both for a particular pretty competitive search term. This product is really exciting. This is called Keystone, and this is for national search rankings. So if you can achieve national search rankings inside of 2 weeks, you probably don't need that product. But I guess I'm kind of joking. It's a real breakthrough solution. And what we're able to do is to get quite competitive keywords to rank for a client within a very short amount of time. The great thing with this product is that it's market-based pricing as well. So the customer knows what they're going to be paying for it, and it's a variable cost depending on the competitiveness of the keyword, the cost of the keyword if you were to pay advertising for it, and we give a discount to that pricing to come up with the end number. But our customers, the ones that have had this in place, love it. It's taken some clients from beyond 100 in rankings to page 1. We look at our publishing network. This is something that we are going to be spending a lot of focus on in 2023. So we have a number of directory brands. We have over 60 million business listings, and this is operational in 40 countries. So in 2023, what we're going to see is the reignition of these directories, applying our technology to them with the objective of helping these small businesses that have a very limited digital presence to start getting found for what they do. And it's something that currently not many directories can offer in the market. We have a lot of publishing partners already, which you can see that we're working with, and these publishers are currently putting listings through to the Hot Frog directories that we own, and we intend to be offering them an upgrade solution in 2023, which will enable that same data to produce proximity networks and boosters for their customers. So that's an exciting thing coming on our technology roadmap. If we look at the e-commerce side of things, it's really as simple as this. What is your brand? What are your products, and where do you sell them? What our technology does is help increase the prominence of those brands and products inside those marketplaces and also in organic search. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, we typically see a 20 to 60% increase in revenue, and we have a number of very satisfied customers that utilize this technology. We recently acquired a business called Jimmy Kelly and Digital, and Jimmy Kelly, the founder of that company, is arguably one of the world's leading SEO practitioners. We have been working with Jimmy for around about 3 years now, so it's been quite a collaboration in terms of the proximity networks and boosters. A lot of the structures and so forth that we've introduced to those pages have come from his many years of research. So combining his knowledge of structure with our knowledge around how to scale and automate solutions, we think is just a perfect match. We recently launched a SEO Mastermind Academy. We had our first presentation to around about 20 new members, which went really well in early November. So we're looking forward to that group growing and helping that group deliver great SEO solutions to their customers across the world. What is our growth strategy? Well, we've been acquiring a lot of directories over the years, and the reason we've been doing that is to build up our database of small business listings that we intend to apply our technology to really accelerate the growth in 2023. So we're very excited about what potential that has, and we'll keep the market posted as to how these efforts are going as we start to deploy the technology to these directories. The growth strategy is exactly as I've outlined previously. That is, we don't need to go and find a lot of customers. We already have literally millions of small businesses contained within databases we own. What we are aiming to do is to unlock that potential by automating the production of products that are relevant to those small businesses in the markets that they operate. By enhancing the API access that our data partners have and enable them to automate the production of pages, we believe we can scale the production of our products quite rapidly. So that's one of our core focuses for the first half of 2023. We're also aiming to expand our reseller base in North America and the APAC regions as a focus. And we're doing that through education and also through the marketing to the databases that we own. The multiplier effect is real, and where resellers come on board and start to see results for their customers, they add more and more clients to using our products. Each of these blue dots here represents recurring revenue that a reseller has introduced a client to us and that they've stayed on board for quite a long time. As you can see, the drop off is fairly minimal, and this customer is continuing to grow. Key metrics. Well, we had a good year-on-year result for the first quarter. We saw 79% growth, top line growth from the September 22 to September 21 quarter. I will add that is unaudited. In a similar time period, there was an 81% increase in monthly recurring revenue. Subscription revenues grew 94%. Gross margin was up 10. So there's a lot of green arrows there, and our objective as a management team is to continue to grow that revenue, but do that in a sustainable way through cost management, as well as driving good, bringing on board good quality customers that are going to help us grow and making accretive strategic acquisitions. At a glance, if you look at some of the customer numbers, we're substantially up on active resellers year on year, up 253%. Customers are up 139% at the same time last year. And this is really interesting. The tests that we've had in the market with close to 80,000 pages as of the end of September, they're delivering monthly impressions of around about 2 million, which means that each page in market is generating something like 25 impressions. Now, why is that significant? Well, if you look at our directory networks, they generate an impression for about every 15 listings. So the quantum difference in performance and positioning for these pages is night and day. So we're super excited to be able to apply our technology to those directories to see if we can't generate the same sort of traffic that our highly optimized proximity pages are generating. Management is striving to achieve profitability in the financial year. Here in Australia, our financial year runs to June 30, 2023, and that objective has the full focus of our management team. If we look at the competitive landscape, there's really three areas, I guess. You've got local SEO, and what we found, if I can just summarize this slide in a nutshell, is that the competitive landscape is becoming our distribution channel to market. So enterprise customers and digital agencies and freelancers are finding that it's more cost effective to acquire the technology from us on a wholesale basis and then on-sell that to their clients and add value along the way. Because there really is such a huge difference in having an automated solution that you can just buy off the shelf compared to having to do everything by hand. If we look at the other three areas that we have in the business, national SEO and e-commerce and education, in terms of Keystone, it's a breakthrough technology that we have not seen anything like in the market. We're generating page one prominence in a very short amount of time. From our experience, the competition, it's highly manual and it takes months and months, potentially years, to get similar results. On the e-commerce side, again, it's a unique product that really does help customers gain a significant advantage inside of online marketplaces. And on the education side, well, what's really interesting there is that there are many SEO practitioners and actual teachers that come to our education sessions to learn about SEO. And we're delighted about that. We're more than happy to share knowledge under non-disclosure agreements, and also to that actually drives product sales for us as well. So it's a win-win. We're helping the industry and we're helping their customers get better prominence online. In terms of our roadmap and where we're going, I guess I've talked about this at length through the presentation. So in a nutshell, the API enabling the automated production of proximity networks is really important for us. And the directory solution that we are planning to release in the March quarter are two of our real key focuses on the roadmap. So in terms of investment highlights, we're operating in a very big market. It's a $700+ billion global search market. A lot of that is manual, and we're aiming to automate that. We have patented technology that really automates a labor-intensive industry. The products are delivering unprecedented results in a very short amount of time. We have enjoyed strong revenue growth in the past year, and we are working hard to maintain that sort of level of growth. We have a fast-growing distribution channel, up over 250% year on year, and we have a very experienced management team, which, apart from being a very handsome group of individuals, has a great deal of experience in this market. I won't go through each of those individually. You'll be able to do that at your leisure when you look through the presentation. And it's important to know too that the management are significant shareholders and investors in the company, not just with sweat equity, but cold hard cash to get this business up and running. Just like to thank you very much for your time and for listening to the presentation.
So Gavin, thank you again for your presentation here today. My first question I'd like to ask you after watching everything that you had to say here today, how does Locafy's platform and technology compare to some of the other platforms that are out there for SEO?
Yeah, it's a good question there, Robert. We have found that there's not too many in the way of automated platforms. Most SEO that's done is done by hand, and the practitioners will go into a site, they'll optimize the page, do on-page SEO, take a lot of time thinking through how to structure the page, get the right content in the right places. But we automate all of that. So the manual labor, if you can imagine, we had a client, 2,500 pages, they had a product change. We're able to do that in 1 hour across all 2,500 pages. If you're a manual, doing it in the traditional way, that would have taken you a long time to go and address changes to every single one of those pages. So yeah, it's the automation piece, the scale, and then taking everything else into account. The speed of loading of the pages is unprecedented because of the way that we deliver content to any device. So there's some of the key differences that we have.
Absolutely. So I want to talk kind of a macro question. We're managing through tough markets right now. What measures is the company taking to manage macroeconomic pressures currently affecting most microcap companies across the board?
Yeah, obviously these are really challenging times, and as a management team, we take cost management very seriously. We've already implemented measures that will see around about $2 million in cost savings going forward, in annual savings, which will start to take effect in full from January. So we've got our costs under control. We're also targeting the right type of customer. So we've learned that getting the right partners, the right businesses on board, that it also helps going forward, because you've got good customers that are good payers that can also grow as well. So it's a combination of cost management, good people inside the business, and getting the right customers.
Absolutely. Another follow-up from your presentation, you mentioned on the marketing strategy, you've acquired all these databases with millions of companies that you can potentially target to use Locafy's technology platform. What's the strategy to actually get them on the platform and continue to sell them and upsell them more product?
Yeah, again, that's another great question. The great thing with directories is that they all have structured data. So by basically bringing in that structured data via API into our platform, we're able to pre-build a lot of these solutions for any of the listings that are in a particular directory. So that means we don't have to kind of guess. We can send out a preview to any of the customers in that database, which we'll be able to do before the end of the March quarter. And then those customers will be able to see, touch, and feel the product, which is automatically produced. And it doesn't matter if we've got a database of 10,000 or 10 million, the effort to do that is about the same. So yeah, we're very excited about that, the ability to programmatically produce these solutions and send them directly to the customer for their consideration.
Absolutely. Another question I have for you, and I know I have a few SEO freelancers in my life, and I know that they try not to have clients that are in similar industries. I already have one client doing this. Like, I don't necessarily want to have two of the same client, that are direct competitors with each other. How do you handle that? Because I'm sure there's some clients that come to you that might be in the same space, going after the same keywords, looking to be on the front page for the same thing. How does the company handle that type of, you don't want to eat your own lunch or that kind of thing?
Yeah, again, that's another great question, and it's an it depends answer. If it's local search, there's so many different combinations of keywords that even a plumber, doesn't necessarily want to just rank for plumber. They want to rank for block drains. They want to rank for leaky taps. They want to rank for all sorts of different keywords. So the likelihood of having too much crossover in that market from our point of view with our customer base is relatively small. Where it gets super competitive is in the national search terms and the e-commerce side of things, where ultimately with a national term, there can really only be one at the top. So with those keywords, it's a case of getting in first. And then if we're working with a customer on a particular high value national keyword, that's the only one that we'll be dealing with. At a local level, we can pretty much deal with just about anybody in the market.
Very good. All right. So my final question for you today, and again, thank you for your presentation, for answering all my questions here. What you mentioned some of your goals for 2023. What would you say are some of the company's corporate actions, from what you can tell us actually, what would you say are some of the company's corporate actions or strategies that are being put into place to hopefully accomplish these goals that you're looking to achieve?
Yeah, so the objective, the absolute objective for the company is profitability in financial year 2023. So in order to achieve that, we've got our business unit structured in the right way with the right people delivering the right products. We've also gone through some significant cost management to make sure that we don't have any fat in the business, and that we're running as lean as possible, but can still deliver the right services to the customers. And that's really it. We're focused on delivering good quality products to good customers and managing our costs. And that's how we're going to achieve our objective.
Very good. Well, Gavin, with that, thank you so much for your presentation, and everyone listening in, have a great rest of your day and conference.